Hi guys, it's Reagan and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm so excited about because it's going to be a cozy seasonal favorites video. Obviously, I'm a big reader, but I also love to share a lot of my other favorite things, from home items to cozy gaming to just media that brings me a lot of joy. In particular, on my other social platforms, I share this a lot more consistently, and it seems like a lot of you guys enjoy it. So I thought it could be fun to bring this back to my YouTube channel where I could sit down and chat through of my favorite things that I think would make the perfect cozy good time for this upcoming season. So with that in mind, we have my cozy fall favorites, and I can't wait. But let's just go ahead and dive right in with my first favorite and also sponsor of this video. I'm so excited to be working with Dust Silver for this video because, friends, I have jumped headfirst into the mechanical keyboard world. Before we dive into the details, first some keyboard ASMR. Doesn't that just sound amazing? Obviously, as a gamer and someone who works on their computer for many hours a day, I have been eyeing at getting my own mechanical keyboard for so long, which is why I was thrilled when Dust Silver reached out, because not only are their products amazing, their color schemes beautiful and can fit so many preferences, but I also feel like they're a great place to start for people like me and other people out there who want to get into the mechanical keyboard game but want to get something at a better price and also something that is really customizable for your everyday needs. So my keyboard here is a D66 in the Peach Oolong colorway, and the color scheme is truly one of the cutest things I've ever seen. Just a perfect combination of all of the pastel tones you could ever want. And from an everyday typing experience, and before I dive into like the technical details of this product, I love the sound of these keys. And I feel like that is really important. This has a smooth and like almost creaminess to when I type and press down while I'm doing my everyday tasks, and I love it. It's so soothing and, dare I say, cozy. But as I said, let's dive into those juicy technical details. First off, this keyboard is designed for Mac OS and PC, so depending on the operating system you use, the keyboard is not only customizable for that, but can also operate across operating systems, which is key for me because I use multiple different operating systems. I'm not really looking, at least at the moment, to get multiple keyboards. Probably my favorite feature is that it has 3 modes of connectivity through its Bluetooth. You're able to connect this keyboard up to 3 different devices and work across them, which is just amazing, ensuring there's no hiccups in your productivity or work stream, which again is very, very needed. There's also this super handy multi-functioning knob, which allows you to adjust various features from the volume to the lighting of the keyboard itself. It's just very handy and really lives up to its name. And then lastly, it's also hot swappable, meaning you can install and change switches without having to do any soldering, ensuring that this keyboard is super customizable and easy to adjust to your needs. It also has an impressive battery life, and I also love the lights of the keyboard too while I'm working. I find them to be rather mesmerizing. If you guys want to learn more about Dust Silver and their whole suite of different keyboards, I'll have my keyboard as well as their website linked down below for you guys to check out. Again, big shout out to Dust Silver for sponsoring this video. I am just, again, truly obsessed, and I've been typing my heart out since I got this keyboard. Alrighty, to kind of continue the tech theme of these fall favorites, let's go ahead and move into my current favorite cozy games. Cozy gaming has changed my life since I've gotten into it about 1.5 years ago. It's helped my attention span. They're just such charming kind of lower stakes games that I spend so much time playing, and I have so many new favorites and games just in general I'm looking forward to playing this fall. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first game I want to mention is Lemoncake. This game has been a delight. I basically describe it as like a lower stakes cooking mama. In this game, you're basically opening and running your own bakery. Every single day you set the menu, make items, serve customers, generate revenue. Then you use this revenue to kind of invest back into your bakery. You can expand your farm, get new ingredients to unlock further recipes, and also just kind of have add-ons to your bakery to make the process of serving more customers easier, allowing you to make more more money. You kind of see the pattern here. I have played this game for hours on end. It's a pretty straightforward game, but if you love games that kind of have a rhythm to them, and if you love kind of just like cooking sims where you make and serve and kind of can adjust things, unlock stuff, this would be a great game to check out. I love to play it while I'm just watching TV. I love to cook, and it's true, I love to cook in games too. All the little delectable treats I make look so delicious and honestly makes me hungry while I'm playing this game. But I have really enjoyed this game, and again, if you like Cooking Mama but sometimes get a little stressed out by Cooking Mama, this could be a great game to check out. Another game I've really been enjoying is Wytchwood. This animation style, first and foremost, of this game is stunning. It's said to be inspired based off of fairy tales, and you quickly get that sense while playing. It's kind of spooky, kind of gothic, kind of strange, and as a fairy tale lover myself, I love to see this sort of inspired game, and I think it works so well. It definitely has like a storybook quality to it. Wytchwood is described as a crafting and adventure game, and it definitely works for me because I'm someone who's always loved having like quests, simple quests where I have to go fetch items, put them together, and like turn in the quest. And this is basically that style of game with just like stunning animation and kind of an element of a puzzle because you have to figure out how to craft these items. So there is an element of discovery, but I wouldn't say the puzzles are all too difficult at all. Because this sort of simple mechanic is replicated across an interesting story, I have sunk so many hours into this. You find yourself finding a lot of comfort in like the daily tasks of Animal Crossing or Disney Dreamlight Valley. This might be a really fun game to check out because it kind of has that element but kind of takes it a step further, as there's a lot of different things to craft and kind of forage for, which I love. And that combined with the sort of spooky, cozy forest swamp vibes of the game, I feel like makes a really fun fall experience. And I've also personally been really enjoying this game and playing it a lot. Shifting now to two cozy games that are coming out really soon that I personally cannot wait to pick up this fall. The first is Faefarm. I've been waiting for this game since the beginning of this year. This is a big release. It's a Nintendo Switch exclusive as well. This game I feel like on the surface just looks like a new type of farm sim, which hey, I love a farm sim. You know, let me create my own house, customize my own farm, get my crops going. It's a good time, but it has some elements to it that I really feel like makes it also a new experience. First off, it's co-op. Play up to 4 players within your Faefarm. You can connect via your Switch. You can work with your friends to kind of cultivate and expand your town, which I am absolutely obsessed with. It also has an element of like adventuring. It seems like there's quests and magic, kind of the Fae element of this game that's also included. And I also just feel like the animation and the magical quality of this game just feels like it could be one that could be rather enchanting and one that could be really fun to play through the next fall and winter season. At least I think so. And then lastly, the other game that is on my list, which also comes out kind of at the end of September, is Mineko's Night Market. This is an indie game that just looks so cute. It's a narrative-driven social simulation game that celebrates Japanese culture and invites players to craft whimsical items, eat delicious food, and hang out with a bunch of really cute cats. In it, it seems like we're kind of involved with and trying to protect this night market from people who are trying to destroy it. It just seems like a really cute, beautifully animated game that feels like something charming that I could fall headfirst into. A perhaps more simple structure of a game, though I'm not sure, I haven't played it yet myself, but one I feel like I could really get invested in, and I've been dying to play this as well ever since it was announced. Alrighty, those are my cozy game fall favorites. Some recent games I have not been able to stop playing, and some games I'm personally heavily anticipating. Let's move into the home stuff because I have been buying so much cozy home stuff and I just can't wait to show it off. Starting off with glass item. First, I have this mushroom vase. I mean, look how cute this is. This is like Super Mario core. I love it so much. I got this not only to use as a vase, but I've actually been using it as a spoon holder in my kitchen. I feel like it's kind of fall leaning, but obviously I can use this all year round, and it's just so cute. So I wanted to have it out on a daily basis. So yeah, I've been using this as a spoon holder, but obviously lots of useful uses. I also have a lot of glasses to show off. First, I have this sun set mug from David's Tea. I love David's tea mugs. Not only are they beautiful, they come with a lid, but they also have these little steepers you can put right into the glass itself, so you can steep yourself a loose leaf tea at an individual level, which I think is fantastic. I just love the gradation of color in this. It's just so beautiful, and this is my kind of go-to tea mug at the moment, but yeah, this is another favorite, and I just love these mugs. I own like 4 of them, I want to say, at this point. Lastly, for the mugs, anyway, I have 2 new mugs from Anthropologie. Look how stunning these are. These are part of their fall drop-in collection. I got one that has little mushrooms on it. The inside, everything is stunning, and I got one that has pumpkins. They're just so cute. I have these hanging in my kitchen on display. They're just like a perfect size. I feel like for like lattes, coffee, but also soups and stuff throughout the fall, winter. I mean, these are just a delight. I love them. Next, I'm telling you, I had a lot of home favorites this month. This cozy pumpkin blanket from Target. Not only is it so soft, it's like double-sided, has a fleece lining, so it's actually rather warm. I like the pumpkin design a lot. I feel like it adds a little fall flair to my life. And it was 15 bucks. I carry it from room to room. Matilda is honestly taken over ownership of this blanket. She's a huge fan too. And I just think, I don't know, what a steal. What an absolute fall steal. You know what I mean? Next, I have 2 honestly ridiculous pillows that bring me an immense amount of joy every time I look at them. First is mascot of the season, and that is Gus the Ghost. This little ghosty pillow holding a pumpkin, I literally screamed when I opened it out of the package. This is from Pottery Barn, and it's my prized possession. Matilda likes to sit next to it during the day, which is just brings me an immense amount of joy as well, but like, look how cute he is. Naturally, he had to have a BFF, so this jack-o'-lantern pillow, also in my collection, truly cannot stop staring at. I love it. He's on my filming couch. Also best friends. And then the last home favorite I got about 6 weeks ago now, and I should have got it earlier, but I got myself a little bed tray. And this is so fun. Something so unnecessary but delightful about a bed tray where you could put like your cup of coffee, a little treat, your book, your game, sit in bed, enjoy your TV show, and you just have all of your things like nicely laid out. It makes me feel like I'm in a hotel, but I'm in my own house. I'm living luxury, cozy luxury with this bed tray, and it's completely changed the game. I love using it basically on a daily basis. Moving on, let's chat about some books that I think would be perfect fall reads that personally got me in like the cozy spirit. I wouldn't say these are cozy fantasy by any means for the fantasy books I'm recommending, but more so books that made me feel cozy, if that makes sense. Using it more in the adjective sense, not in like the genre definition sense, you know? First up, I actually have a horror recommendation, and that is The House with Good Bones by T. Kinfisher. If cozy horror could exist in a universe, this book would be like the book that would immediately come to mind. Somehow T. Kinfisher wrote a spooky and haunting, like haunted house horror story while also having such lovely, compelling, emotionally rootable main characters at the heart of it. She walked this line between like scary and heartwarming in a way I didn't even know was possible. In this book, we follow our main character Sam, who at the beginning of the story gets a call from her brother who says that he thinks something is up with mom. So she decides to travel back home, stay with her mom for a bit to kind of check in on her. And when she arrives, she agrees that something seems off. The house, which is usually colorful, warm, and inviting, is now austere and all of the walls are painted white. Her mother, who is usually kind of an anxious person, seems even jumpier than usual and also has some specific changes in her personality. Our main character, Sam, is a scientist, so her belief that the house could be haunted is something that is also very difficult for her to come to terms with. She's also funny and such a great main character to root this story. But at the heart of it, I loved the mother-daughter relationship that existed in this book. It made me laugh, it made me cry. It was just so delightful to read. And all of this, again, is happening within a spooky haunted house tale. Like, I was scared, and then I would laugh and smile, and then I'd be scared again. Like, it was such an interesting combination, but it worked so well for me. Such a great time. I also have to recommend The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. I am obsessed with this author. If you love gothic horror stories with like melodrama and romance, her books are the ones to check out. This is her newest release that centers vampires, which is always a good time for the fall season in my opinion. I read this recently and fell in love with it. It also immediately put me into the fall mood. But this story follows our two main characters, and we read from both of their perspectives. Nina and Nestor, who are really close in childhood, grew up in the same area together, and as they were becoming teenagers, were beginning to perhaps realize feelings for one another. But after Nina was attacked when they were kind of having an adventure outing, Nestor thought she died, and he like fled from the property, kind of running away from her ghost and kind of setting out to find freedom for himself. Though Nina did not die, and fast forward many years later, they cross paths once again with the conflict of Texas settlers trying to steal land from Nina's family and the families that live around her. This war and conflict is growing, and the attacks from these mysterious monsters are also increasing too, and Nina and Nestor have come crashing into each other's lives once again. A perfect combination of so many fantastic things, from an intense historical plotline, obviously vampires, war and conflict, and then the most delicious and tragic romance at the heart of this. I could not put this book down. It was just so moody and beautiful. I loved every single second of it. It ticked all the boxes, you know? Perfect fall read too. Lastly, I have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This has to be a fall favorite. I have flown through this series actually. I read the first one and the second one basically back to back. This is a book set in a magic school that's super, super dangerous. We follow our main character Elle, who attends this school trying to get her magical education and survive graduation. Basically you have a 1 in 4 shot of surviving the school, but if you don't attend, it's more like a 1 in 20 shot of surviving in the world itself. So people are kind of like gambling with their lives, if you will. Monsters roam the hallway. People make strategic alliances, not so much friendships. It's a really difficult and intense place to live. And Elle, our main character, is also a self-described loner, not really trying to make any type of connections. And this book is not only about like the heating up of the plot and like as our main character is approaching graduation, but also watching Elle begrudgingly make friends. This book is charming and dark and interesting and super fast-paced. I love the magic school setting. If you want something more magical and kind of dark academia-esque with great characters, this is the ticket, I promise you. Shifting from recent cozy fall bookish faves, let's jump into TV shows and media. As we told, I've definitely been existing in a reality TV show space for the last couple of months. I have just fallen headfirst and truly am in love with reality TV. I just can't help it. I always have been, I always will be, and that's where we're at. First off, I've really been enjoying season 2 of The Challenge USA. I feel like I've been disappointed with The Challenge recently, but I feel like this combination of like players from Survivor and Big Brother and The Challenge has created a more strategic leaning version of the show, and I've been really invested in this current season, especially with the twists of this season. I feel like it's working so well. So if you love reality competition shows, definitely check this one out. I also recently rewatched Jane Eyre 2011. This is one of my favorite adaptations of Jane Eyre. I'm clearly in a gothic horror mood, and I have just decided that like Jane Eyre and gothic vibes for the fall is cozy to me. Again, not cozy by definition, but like makes me feel cozy, you know? Watching Mr. Rochester and Jane, their dramatic relationships, running through the moors, creepy castles and old homes. I love this adaptation. I feel like it captures the mood and the vibe so perfectly of the story. And Michael Fassbender also just happens to be one of my favorite actors, so to have him included in this adaptation is just chef's kiss. So I was happy to give this a rewatch. Obviously, I've also been starting my rewatch of Gilmore Girls, the quintessential cozy fall good times. I'm personally someone who like rewatches the first 4 seasons over and over again. I rarely actually keep rewatching after Rory's first year at Yale, which is ironic because I'm also Team Logan, but like I just don't need to see how that plays out because it just annoys me so much. The Stars Hollow setting, all of the Thanksgiving episodes and just the Halloween episodes, I just adore. My favorite Gilmore Girls characters, for me, Emily Gilmore and Paris. I love Paris. I'm a Paris stan. I'm a Paris apologist. She is like Mirrorball by Taylor Swift personified. I love Paris. More Paris stans need to show themselves, in my opinion. I obviously have to mention The Ultimatum Season 2. If you love trash reality TV like me, especially just deranged concepts that are trying to spin themselves off as a marriage dating show, Ultimatum Season 2 is delivering on all fronts. I mean, conceptually alone, how does this show exist and how do people even sign up for it? I do not know, but I'm grateful for it nevertheless. The show is basically people who have been together for a long time, and one person is like, I want to get married, I'm giving you the ultimatum, so let's go on this reality TV show. They give the ultimatum, and then everyone dates other people and like lives and pretends to be married to someone else, and then they decide if they want to get married at the end of it. It's absolutely bananas. This show, The Challenge, and all of my favorite reality TV shows pair so perfectly with cozy gaming. And this is where like the sweet spot exists for me, because I don't really have to pay like that much attention, and I can just play my little games, look up and go, wow, that's bananas, and go back to playing my cozy little game. And that's also why I've been watching so much reality TV, because I pair these two things together. To me, they have a symbiotic relationship, you know? Then lastly, I do have to mention The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I know The Summer I Turned Pretty doesn't sound like a fall show, but there's something so captivating about the first 2 seasons of this adaptation that I just find to be like so transportive. It makes me feel so incredibly nostalgic. I read these books when I was a teenager, so seeing this adaptation come to life, I just feel like has been a joy. It just makes me feel a very specific set of feelings, and I'm just so happy how well this adaptation has been kind of handling it. I wouldn't say it's perfect. There's aspects of season 2 that didn't necessarily 100% land for me, but just the drama, the love triangle, Belly at the heart of it, the sort of navigation of teenage years and love. It's just such a nice thing to see play out on screen. And I would say the second season also has a lot of like winter elements to it, so you know, a little colder, a little chillier, which I think works well too. But yeah, The Summer I Turned Pretty, I've also been watching this. It just makes me, I don't know, my heart is just brimming when I watch it, you know what I mean? Alrighty guys, those are my recent cozy fall favorites. Cozy games I could not stop playing, the reality TV shows I could not stop watching while playing my cozy games, my new fall decor items, and some perfect cozy fall reads that I think would be a great pickup for this season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this format for this video. Please let me know down below some of your recent favorites and perhaps some other categories you would like me to include in this video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.